One of the burning issues that caused great concern among motorists is regarding what's considered as a vague memorandum recently released by the LTO regarding the apprehension of drivers using aftermarket LED lights. One of the loudest protests comes from no less than the AAP, or the Automobile Association of the Philippines. For more insights, we have with us as guest this week on Motoring Forum, the President of AAP, Mr. Gus Lagman. Good afternoon, Gus, and welcome once again to Motoring Today.
Good afternoon, Boots, and all your televiewers. I'd like to say good afternoon to them as well.
One of the hottest issues today involving motorists revolves around a recently issued memorandum by the LTO, which renewed the drive against the use of sirens or wangwangs, LED lights, and other modifications. It appears that the core of the issue is the memo's ambiguity, and the AAP also believes so. Please expound.
Well, as far as we know, Republic Act 4136, which is the law that governs traffic and motoring, supports the administrative order that was issued jointly by the LTFRB and the LTO. So it's a legal act, but we agree that there should, as soon as possible, be an IRR prepared so that everybody will understand exactly what this administrative order is all about. The wangwangs, that's pretty clear, no? And even the president said so as early as 2010, no wangwangs. The LED lights and other modifications is, I think, what is not very clear, because it does not say whether if this is an addition to the vehicle or whether it's custom built by the car manufacturer, and that has to be clarified.
Now, there are a lot of possible light modifications that can be done on an automobile. What does the AAP think is legal and what's not?
Well, our opinion right now, and that's of course subject to modification depending on the IRR that will be prepared by the LTO, our stand is that if it's standard in the car, done by the car manufacturer, then that should be allowed. And we believe that that is also the intention of the administrative order, that if it's a car manufacturer fabricated or installed, then it's standard and therefore it's legal. Now, regarding the LED lights, in the design of cars, very few people know that there is actually a bias. The headlights has a bias towards the right. And the reason for that is that the headlights will not blind the drivers of the vehicles going in the opposite direction. So, and even the headlights, as we all know, there is a dim and there is a bright. In other words, drivers should make sure that they don't blind the eyes of the drivers of vehicles moving in the opposite direction. If you therefore use LED lights, which goes beyond a certain intensity, then it can blind momentarily the drivers moving in the opposite direction, and that is bad. That is bad. So, there are people here who do not practice road courtesy. We should dim our lights, our headlights, when there's an oncoming car. And LED lights definitely in bright is a no-no. So even without the administrative order, drivers should practice road courtesy.
So, what is the AAP saying to the LTO?
Well, we're only saying that we should perhaps rush the preparation of the implementing rules and regulations, or IRR, so that the motoring public will be clarified on what the administrative order really is saying. But otherwise, we support the JAO, the Joint Administrative Order, coming from LTFRB and LTO.
Now, finally, what is the AAP's message to the public relevant to this issue?
Well, as I said earlier, let's practice road courtesy. We're supposed to dim our lights when there's an oncoming car, whether it's LED lights or the ordinary car headlights. We should do that so that we do not blind the driver of the oncoming car, because it renders his car, a road crash is possible when you're blinded even momentarily. And so we want to prevent that. We want to prevent that. And it's also dangerous for you as the driver if you do that, because he might bump into you, crash into you. So for the safety of the motorists, we should practice road courtesy, and that includes dimming our lights when there's an oncoming car.
Thank you for your time, Gus.
Well, thank you also, Boots. Next time again.
Mr. Gus Lagman, AAP President, our guest this week on Motoring Today's Motoring Forum.